Hi, everybody. Welcome to All About the Joy. Rick, hello.
Hello.
Joel Lava is with us. Hi, Joel.
Hi.
Joel, I have forgotten. You know what's so funny? I was trying to figure out how long it's been since we've seen each other. Do you know how long it's been?
No, it might be like 20 years.
It's like 20 years.
Wow.
I think the last time I saw you was, because I don't know if I saw you over at Bergamot Station. I think it was on Euclid, right?
Correct.
You were never at Bergamot Station. So yeah, we're talking like 20 years. So do you miss me?
Of course. Well, I've talked to you since then. You've helped me out.
And let's talk about that. I always help you out, right?
The one time I asked you, yes, you helped me.
Oh my God. I help you on anything you're working on. I've joined any page that you've started on gun control or whatever you're doing. I'm always the first one, always.
I appreciate you.
But I've had to beg you for help. Have you realized the relationship
You
there?
did not beg. You ask and I answer.
You don't answer, but that's okay. Let's move on.
I'm here.
I know. I know, but I told Rick, I said, you know what's so funny is I felt like you kind of invited yourself, and I was excited that you did. Yeah, I felt like it was kind of cool because I would have asked you to be here, but I didn't think you would do it. I'll be honest with you.
Why? Why would no one want to be on this amazing show?
Oh, I did not say that. We've had plenty of people. That's not what I'm saying, but that was cute. I adore you. No, I don't know. I just thought you wouldn't have wanted to be a show. So I was excited when that topic came up, which we'll talk about later. But I do want to talk about something else first. And Rick, I'll let you talk at least like for 2 minutes because I know I always do this to you. So first I want to say, I know that you worked with Dick Butkus, right? And he just died.
I know. It's so sad. I just texted my friend who was the creative director for that project, and we both texted tear crying emojis.
Yeah.
He was nice. He was nice. We bonded over watches because I had a bunch of watches I wore pre-pandemic.
And not anymore? You don't wear the watches anymore?
I do so much work from home. I don't need them.
Okay. So you guys bonded over that. But wait, so how long ago was it when you worked on that project with him?
It was like 5+ years ago.
It was 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was really cool. It was with Kristen Cavallari.
Yeah.
He was gung ho. I mean, he'd done a lot of acting, so he knew what to do.
Yeah. And he is actually pretty good. I mean, I was wondering if you, directed him or helped him in any way whatsoever, or if he just walked on stage and, was.
No, we needed him to like scream like he's doing a really intense pep talk at camera. So he let me dial him up or down, just like any actor, like, cause he's acting and stuff. So, and Kristen Cavallari was nice too.
Yeah. It seemed like a cool spot. It was for Pinterest or something. So.
Yeah. NFL Pinterest.
Yeah. So I'm sorry for your loss. I thought that was, and I saw that come through and I was like, oh man, he's going to be in a bad mood, but okay, cool. All right. Well, let's talk about you being a director. I did see, and everyone should go read. Well, first of all, joellava.com is your website and all your spots are on there. And I knew you when you were just a little animator. So is that what you did at Brand New School?
It is. I was still directing stuff on the side and doing well at it, but making money wise, it was more, animating.
Okay. So you just did this interview on, I forget the name of this, Canvas Rebel. They just interviewed. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Stephen.
Melanie. Do you know all these people you're saying hi to?
Yeah. These are actually Rick's people, and they come and visit us every week. Unlike you, who doesn't watch or listen to my podcast on a weekly basis.
That's correct.
Unless he's watching a replay, you never know.
I don't listen to anything live. It would always be
well, I was impressed because you said that'd be a great topic for AATJ. I'm like,
good, because I don't remember what that topic was, but no, I only listen to podcasts at double speed. So, but I've listened
Me too.
Okay, well, you can listen to mine on double speed.
I did. I listened to you talking about the boat.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. I saw your stuff on that too. I did. Okay. So I wanted to talk about this interview on Canvas Rebel with you because I thought it was good, but then it left me wanting more information. Like I felt like there was the rest of the interview hadn't progressed. So first I want to ask you kind of the boring question. And this is where I didn't want to interview you because I can't believe you're a Star Wars person, whatever. Where's Star Trek? on this show. We're not Star Wars, but
No, I like Star Wars too.
You know,
No,
I don't think my son has seen a Star Trek, but he's all in on Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, but Rick, why are you going to side with him? Is this what you're going to do?
No, my first love is Star Trek, but I like Star Wars too, though.
Okay, whatever. Rick, after this show, you're fired. Can you talk a little bit about what's in the article? Talk about a little bit about how you did start. And then I want to focus on this thing about mentorship that you kind of talked about in the article.
I mean, I've been making movies since I was a kid with the Super 8. And that's just always what I wanted to do. Like 7th grade, I did a reenactment of, I think it was the Battle of Goliad, because I'm from Texas.
Oh, that's cool.
We had like a cannon firing, just like the Fablemans.
Yeah, it sounds like Steven Spielberg. I was just going to say it sounds like Steven Spielberg.
And then film school, and I did cable access, and in my life plan, I was already supposed to be more like David Fincher, or exactly like David Fincher at this point. So, but I am in the DGA. I do direct. I'm also creative director for motion graphics and VFX design, branding.
Why did you go to animation?
I was working in Chicago on film crews as a PA in art department, and 12 plus hour days, and it's just very insular there. It's not like LA where you can move up quick. It's very much like high school, and it moves really slow. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I wasn't making enough money, and it was not a track towards anything. So I quit cold turkey and started temping, and I taught myself like After Effects, HTML, Illustrator, and then just followed that.
Okay, so you come to LA, you start doing animation, you're still doing movies which, by the way, I had no idea. I don't know why I would think I would know, but I mean, I knew all these guys were, wanting to be directors, and that's why we started. I mean, I started doing all their applications to be in the DGA at Brand New School when we moved over to Bergamot Station. So I had no idea that you were also on that track, but I guess most of you would have been, right? Kind of.
I guess. Yeah. So I was directing music videos and stuff in Chicago, and then I moved out to LA, but then went right up to San Francisco to work at ILM. And then I came back to LA in 2000. And every time, like I said in the article, every time I've taken months off at a time to work on a personal project, elevated my next step in my career, getting noticed and stuff.
So is this the end goal, or is it feature films, or what's in store for you next?
I've been playing the lottery a lot.
Oh my God, Rosalie, how are you?
Oh my God.
That is so, wow. I am so happy to see you.
All right, now I can't talk anymore.
Oh, why?
Because Rosalie and I have known each other a long time too.
Okay,
Longer than you.
Rick, who you just met. He was like thinking longer
I've actually
than
known Rick longer than you as well.
But we didn't really know each other, Joel. We didn't really talk that much at Brand New School.
Yeah, we did. We got into it. We got into it.
Did we fight? I felt like we fought a lot.
Well, that was sort of you have a spicy personality, so I didn't think of it as fighting.
Okay,
spicy.
I think there's gonna be some fighting later in this. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep my cool, but
Sure, by the way, Mr. Lava.
This is a gift from my kids for Father's Day.
Ah, that's cool.
Mr. Lava.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so that's what it was, and I just been directing all the way through, all doing everything else. And what do I want to do? Is like, yeah, I would still love to do a feature. I'm trying to get into TV episodic directing, and yes.
I was really shocked that, I mean, I totally stalk you. So I look at your Facebook page. I do. I totally stalk some of my people from Brand New School who I liked a little bit. Joel is on the bottom of that list, but he's at least in the list.
He's on the list, so that's good.
Hi is up here. Joel is after.
Why am I so low on what's this list that I'm so low on?
I don't know. I don't remember us having a friendly,
Boy, this interview sure is going a different direction than I expected.
This isn't really an interview. I'm just messing with you because you said it's so funny how you forget. You said you're taking a big risk having me on.
Oh,
so I had to think about what that meant.
Well, it's because it was a different topic. By the way, you can tell I'm a director because I'm properly framed with my eyes in the upper third.
And I'm not. I'm not. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about the mentor part, because I was intrigued by a couple things in that article. So one of them is you mentioned that you had talked to a mentor and you asked them what you could do better. And they just said, keep plugging away. And so my question is, I couldn't figure out in the rest of the article, was that a good thing? I mean, I think you made it a good thing. Or did you want someone to say, you know what, you should do this way, do this that way?
Well, it was both. First of all, he wasn't a mentor. It was someone who had graduated my school like 10 to 20 years before me. And so I just went there wanting like advice, and I showed him my director reel at the time, which wasn't good. I just wanted him to point out, like, because I look at that reel and I see the glaring weaknesses that, like essentially holes in your reel. These are holes. These are where you need to keep work. These are where you should keep plugging away, getting better. So the plugging away is good, but at the time when you're out of school, I feel more like a fire hose. So plugging away is you're just flailing without any direction. Yeah. And so I was mad because he could have actually broken my stuff down and done a crit, and he didn't. And so that still pisses me off because it was more like getting blown off.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what I read. I agree with that.
I've worked with a lot of interns and all that. And if their stuff isn't good, you give them constructive criticism. You say, here's what's good, and here's where it needs to be better, and here's the creative brief that we're trying to achieve, and you've kind of gone off. I mean, I don't just go, keep plugging away, and then walk away. So,
right. Do you have your laptop on your lap?
Yeah, I'm sitting on a bed.
And you're sitting on your bed. Okay, yeah. No, it's just going to kill me for editing. It's okay, though. You're just a director, not an editor.
I'm doing cinema verite. Let's go.
Yeah. You're going to have like this all so many things. Hey,
oh my
JR.
God, JR Soldano? What the hell? How are
I know JR?
Wait, how do these people know about this?
We are live streaming on LinkedIn, and I'm friends with them. I already told you.
On LinkedIn, I can't say half the shit I was going to say if this is on LinkedIn.
It's not on LinkedIn. I'm just pretending. I told you LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook.
Oh, I'm sweating. I was going to be saying so much borderline misogynistic crap that now people who these are people who could hire me. I have to present my public persona.
Do you want to
I'm gesturing this way.
I know. Do you want to go get dressed or something? And
yeah,
I don't know, hair or something?
I wouldn't be doing a freaking Zoom from my son's bedroom. All right, let's go. Let's do this.
Joe. Oh my God. I'm gonna let Rick ask his questions and then you can leave. You are so great.
That's
Dude,
funny.
I sent you the links to look at the show. Do you think I'm friends with the same people you're friends with?
All right, let's keep going.
I feel so bad. I'm gonna knock you out because I feel like you're uncomfortable now.
I did see of the promos. I recognized was Shadowhunters because I like that show.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And Preacher. Preacher, is that what called? Yeah, those two I watched, and I was like, oh yeah, that was really good. Yeah, those promos were really good.
I shot both of those. That's for the first season when everyone's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any other questions, Rick?
Well, for people that don't really know what does a director do, maybe just try to break it down for a 6-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, as opposed to like a cinematographer.
Let's see, how do I do it?
You want me to explain it in my version and then you can fix it?
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Okay. So from my point of view as an actor and somebody who watches and works with directors all the time, a director is basically like the CEO of a company. They run everything. They are involved in everything. They know everything that's going on and they are able to handle it, or they delegate it to the right people to handle it, but they are in charge of all of it. As opposed to, say, a cinematographer or director of photography is somebody who only handles cameras and handles those shots and handles their lane, basically. So that's how I see a director. A director has their hands in everything and is in charge of all of it.
The director takes the script and turns it into what you see. Fine, it goes into it. Yeah, the director's in charge. So location scouting, working with the art departments to build sets, props. He works with wardrobe, obviously works with actors to help them do what they're doing, talks with the DP, crafts compositions and camera moves, and coordinates all the VFX. So if you're shooting passes and things on green screen, you have to have everything planned out and knowing if you're shooting something happening on a green screen, you need a light effect or a foreground explosion. That has to happen in coordination with what's going on in post. And you have to remember, if an actor says something a certain way out of order, you have to make sure they're running with the right emotion and intonation so it lines up with when you shoot the other part. Stuff like that.
Well, you want to explain that, because people don't realize that films are not filmed in order. Like, people don't realize that films are done out of order. So I love what you just said, that you also have to say that part again about the intonations and what an actor's doing.
Well, for instance, a movie, film, commercial, anything, if it takes place in 5 locations, you don't shoot but you bounce around through time. When you go from the house to the park and back to the house, you shoot everything at the house all at once. So you change wardrobe and change lighting for different times of day, and to make sure it flows within the story. But you shoot it all, each location at the same time.
Right. And then in the editing room, you go back and put everything in. Right. So
yes,
you put whatever pieces you need. It's like a little puzzle.
Yeah. It's for intonations. It's like when you're shooting, even at the same location, you shoot a scene from different angles, and you have to make sure their eye lines are right and their reactions match with how it's going to flow. And with TV directing and a little bit in film directing, sometimes the director's not even involved in the edit. You just shoot your stuff and then you're done and it gets handed off.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, I guess that makes sense, because you're only there for that episode, directing, right?
The DGA you're required to give the director 4 days of the first cut. And then after that, they can refine it. In reality, it's just a formality. And as the director gets his cut, they throw it in.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. I did not realize that, though, but that does make sense.
So I was going to say, it's kind of like you oversee everything and make sure what's supposed to happen happens in a very simplistic way. I'm trying to.
But you're obviously supposed to bring your vision and style and everything. And so, 5 directors will direct the same script 5 different ways.
Right.
Yeah. And I remember I was seeing the other day the actor was doing a different project, but they needed him. And he said, I can give you 3 days. So they had to shoot all the scenes with that actor for those 3 days, but it was not all in sequence. So they had to resequence it afterward, obviously.
Look at Rick getting all involved in filmmaking. I love it.
Trying to understand it all.
Yeah.
You take the vision from the page to the screen. And that's what I said.
That's cool, Joy. Well, now I feel bad about bringing up hot topics, because I don't want to embarrass you now that you notice that so many of our old school friends
it's fine.
Seeing that. He's so funny. I love him. He hasn't changed one bit. That's exactly who I think he is. Joy just said, I wondered why it was not shot in sequence. What was not shot in sequence?
Like I was saying, for the example of the actor that wasn't available.
Yeah. So, Joel, I was going to talk to you about other stuff, but now I'm feeling bad.
Let's do it. Let's do it. That's why I'm here.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. So the reason why this came up was because we were emailing back and forth, whatever, and I said men in their 50s are actually at their prime and hot, and you said, I think that would be an interesting conversation for AATJ. So I said, well, then come on the show and talk about it. So do you disagree with that, or do you agree? That's my first question.
Well, I think you're over 40, right?
Yes.
So I guess what I'm saying is people my age, people younger than me don't think I'm attractive.
Okay, so you're saying attractive and I'm saying hot. So I think those are two different things. Well, so let's get one thing out of the way. You've always been attractive. So that's just silly talk. Like I can't boost your ego today. That I can't do. You were born pretty. You already know that. Look at, he's like, I don't know what to say.
No, like I'm newly single. I dipped my toe into the waters, and I've discovered the hard way that having a 5 next to my age just completely took me off the market for everyone who has a 4 or a 3.
Okay, wait. How did you? Okay, that's not true. How did you dip your toe into the market? I guess
like on an app.
Yeah. No. Why, dude? Why? Why would you do the dating online?
Because I'm in a place. I'm at a place where I don't have a lot of time or desire to put out effort there, and if I have to like make it a hobby, like go places where humans are in the meat space, then
Humans.
sure.
Humans. Okay. Okay. So Joel, if you don't have time for a relationship, then you're going to get as much as you put into the effort. I don't know anybody who's in an actual dating situation, myself included, who is doing it on apps. The way you do it is this way. You let all your friends know that you're newly single and, we maybe introduce you or go out to dinner or, I actually, the first time we started talking recently, like in the past couple of years or whatever it was, I asked you want to meet up for coffee? And you were like, I'm so busy. I have my kids and that. I was like, dude, this guy thinks everyone's after him. I was like, I'm gonna hook you up with somebody if you're ready. If you're dipping your toe.
That was the truth. I was busy when that happened.
I know. So what I'm saying is you can't say because you dipped your toe into a dating app for 5 minutes that means everyone who's 30 or 40 or whatever.
No, because I can't even get a response. I'm a ghost. I'm invisible.
So you've been trying it for how long?
A month or so.
Oh my God. All right. We're done talking to Joel Lava. It was really nice.
Hold on.
What?
So, like, I'm not looking for a relationship. So that's probably one
That's
problem.
What we talked about, right? What did I say? What did I send you?
But secondly, what I'm saying is I'm not even getting people. I don't like. All right, when I was in my 20s and I was going on apps or whatnot, it was instantaneous, whatever it is. And
Right.
now I'm coming in 20 plus years later. Not only I'm just not even. People aren't even talking. Like it's like my profile doesn't even exist on the app. Whereas the last time I did this, it was much
20
different.
years ago. 20 years ago.
Because here's what I found. Here's what I'm remembering. Here's the part where I'm no longer going to get any work because this is on LinkedIn. I forgot a lot of I still have game, but I forgot some things, such as I forgot. Now these are just generally speaking, broad strokes.
Okay.
Women in their 20s all believe they are secretly lineage from royalty, and they believe that they're all princesses and should be treated as such.
Okay, I'm a stop
Women
you,
in their-
sweetie. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop. You're so doing this wrong on every level. We do not categorize all women. First of all, why do you want to date somebody in their 20s? Let's start with that problem.
I didn't say I was trying to. I'm saying I'm remembering what it was like.
Okay, let's not categorize all women when we're live. If you want to have a private conversation, that's good. But that's the first mistake.
I thought that's what this podcast was about. I thought we're keeping it real.
All women in their 20s think they're princesses. Go ahead.
No, I said I'm generalizing, and especially on the apps.
Okay. Alma just said maybe you're not marketing yourself correctly. That's what I think, Alma. But go ahead.
The thing is, when you read profiles on the apps, and the people in their 20s are like, you better come with it. You're going to have to keep up with me, blah, blah, blah. And then in the 30s, they're trying to hold on to their 20s. And in their 40s, they're getting hit on by guys in their 20s. So they don't want to talk to a guy who's their age or older. What was that? What was that?
I said that's true. That's true.
Oh,
that's
okay.
true.
Because you were just telling me how wrong I was. So it's a weird feeling.
Well, no, that one part is true. For some reason, in my experience, as I get older, the men are getting younger who are interested. But here's the funny part, not interested in the younger guys at all, right? The reason why I think men in their 50s are in their prime and kind of hot is because, and I say this respectfully to all men, don't come at me, but there's a maturity level. Are you talking about
all men? You're being so general about all men.
I am talking about all men in my experience.
You said in their 50s or all men?
In their 50s, men in their 50s. It feels like and I'm generalizing, and I'm saying in my experience, but men in their 50s tend to finally kind of meet, I guess, what I would call a maturity and a sexiness that I find fabulous. Like they're cool in themselves. They know what they want. Like as far as like they know what their job career goals are. They're not looking for themselves, whatever. And I actually find that very sexy. I think men in their 50s are actually at their prime. So that's what I was telling you.
You find maturity to be sexy.
All the time. Not age-wise. I mean, maturity as far as like, you act like an adult, you have responsibilities, you know what you're doing. I tend to think that the men, like when I was in my 30s, I dated a guy in his 50s. And it didn't work because we were not connected generationally, and there were other things. But I found his maturity very sexy. Women in their 20s on the apps are usually not looking for relationships either. They want someone who's going to offer them experiences. Well, that's a good way to put it, Alma. Experiences.
You mean you're looking for a sugar daddy?
I think she meant more sex. I don't know if she meant sugar daddy.
I think she's saying women in their 20s want a sugar daddy.
I don't know. What do you mean exactly? I thought you meant more like, someone who's going to offer them experiences, fun, joy, like just, they're not looking. Oh, she's saying
No,
both.
she said both.
That was a good diplomatic answer, though. That was good.
They're looking for someone to offer experiences like, hey, let me take you to mama's. Hey, let's go on a ski trip. Hey, let's go to Vegas. I'll pay great.
Negative. Okay, so you're looking for what? You're not looking for a relationship. You're just looking to hang out and have sex. You're looking just to hang out.
But my generalization about the age groups are just that. It's just generalizations. Obviously, there's people in their 20s looking to settle down. There's people in their 30s and 20s who are very emotionally mature. I'm just making a broad stroke.
Okay, are you looking to eventually
get
get married again? I'm not trying to get you in trouble. Are you?
Well, see, that's what I will be the last person that Hallmark Cards hires to write for them. No, I'm in a place now where, yeah, like I'm not putting women down at all. Like women are great. I think they should be our president and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is like, yeah, no, if I never go on a date again in life, I'll be okay. So I'm trying to work through that. That's where I'm at right now. I'm speaking of joy. I'm trying to find joy in everyday existence. I'm trying to get better at loving myself. And if someone enters my life through that, but we got to love ourselves before we can love someone else.
I agree.
That's good. That's exactly right. So why the apps then?
I'm also in Al-Anon, and there's something called contrary action. And I'm trying to take contrary action.
Okay. I know Al-Anon. Yeah.
I'm taking contrary action to make myself step out of my comfort zone for the betterment of my general well-being.
I would have never guessed if you and I were having this a conversation that this would be the topic, but it's kind of cool actually.
Companionship and fun would be welcome.
Yeah, I guess one of the reasons I can't really date right now, I mean, there's a ton of reasons, both logistical and emotional. The idea of being judged negatively by a woman, I can't handle that. So I've removed myself from that equation.
I am not judging you negatively. I just want you to know I'm all positive for you.
But the topic was dating in the 50s. And the fact is, like I'm saying, let's just keep it in the 40s and 50s. What I found in my brief foray into the dating, and it is brief, I don't have a lot of data, is that, like I said, women in their 40s are getting hit on by younger guys, as are women in their 50s. So it's just sort of like the worst of all worlds. And like you said, the apps may not be the way to do it.
The apps are not the way to do it. They're not. But if you don't have time to hang out, if you don't have time to have a cup of coffee with people or meet people, I don't know. You're kind of digging yourself in. This is actually more interesting than Thursday night football.
I have a date tomorrow during lunch to play a board game with a woman, and I might drive up to northern-ish California to see someone, but that was a little bit.
Is that via apps, or are you just people you know, or
apps?
Okay, so that's good then.
I don't know which board game. Yeah, I want to be surprised.
I think that's actually kind of fun. That'll be perfect.
Yeah. So what I put on one of my profiles was just basically, I didn't say free male escort, but that's what I put. Not for like sex, for like anything. If you need an extra for tennis doubles or to go to an event, just call me and I'll be there. Because I just want to have experiences without any pressure and expectations.
Okay, I think this is a good thing. So this sounds more positive than how you started.
Well, like I said, the connection here is bad. I've got potential employers, and I lost my way.
Okay. Okay. No, look, it's okay. I won't put up clips of you, and don't worry about it. It's fine.
Carmen, if you were going to a social event and you just didn't want to go stag, you call me. I'm there.
I know. Okay. Good. But
But what if you're too busy?
I know you're too busy. I told you. Here's my thing. I have so many friends, right? I have a lot of people who are single, beautiful, smart women. And I'm not saying all of them would be perfect for you, but the minute I knew you were on this road, I told you, come and have coffee with me or whatever, because I wanted to ask you this and you were not ready then. But it sounds like you're ready now. And so we'll talk.
No, I wouldn't.
You know?
I wouldn't do that to you. I don't think I'm in a state of mind to meet you.
Have me hook you up with somebody? Have you hook you up with one of my friends?
Yeah, we can talk about that separately. The person.
Oh God, maybe you're right. Okay, never mind.
The person. I believe the people will look like their pictures. Yeah.
Well, a lot of times though, they will use a picture of them, but like from 15, 20 years ago, which is not exactly fair. But
well, I'll tell you this. The app I'm using is called Stir. It's for single parents.
never heard of it.
So those pictures are shockingly, I'll just say this. They are not flattering pictures. It's almost like Stir said, put your least flattering pictures up of yourself. I don't understand it. But
So you've been surprised when you've actually met people?
I've only met one person in person.
Did they look like their picture, or were you pleasantly surprised?
Yes.
Do you meet
They
them
look like their
online
picture.
first? Yeah. Did you meet them online first?
Yeah, through the app.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've told many people this in the past. I met Robert. We were on Yahoo Personals back when it was really taboo and nobody was using it. You know what I mean? And nobody was talking about it. And, we talked for like 6 months. I went out and visited him in Las Vegas, and, one thing led to another. And, we're still friends now. But I think the whole app thing just has to be one part of your strategy. If you're really interested in meeting a lot of people and trying to find somebody, or you want to have sex or whatever it is, you know what I mean? There's a whole thing you got to kind of get into doing, but it's not the only tool available. I think doing things like this, meeting people on online chats too, is a good one. Look at Ash. I'm a backgammon girl.
By the way,
I think Ash is single too, right?
I think so.
Ash is all putting it out there. That's hilarious. You know what I mean?
I think initially, though, you were saying on the apps, if you have 50 in your age, then you don't exist. They just pass you by.
Correct. Yes.
Well, then if they're that shallow, then you don't want them anyway.
No, wait, I was just going to say, I don't know why you would want somebody who, if somebody is looking at you and they're not interested in you, and you really think it's because of their age, why would you want that person around you anyways? That doesn't even, what I mean? I'd be like, dodged a bullet.
Let me be more precise. The other app on the app Stir, other single parents, I am getting responses.
Okay.
The other app called Field, which is more like Tinder, I don't exist.
And that bothers you. Why? Is that an ego thing for you?
The part of it is because the last time I did this, I was the cat's meow. Now I'm an invisible old ghost. And I don't like that feeling.
That's an ego thing. And well, you know what? Not every app is going to be the right app for you. And maybe and the one you're doing.
Field very likely is not the right app. And I did not say I was looking for relationship. So if that person's not someone I want to have a relationship with, that's not necessarily a factor.
On which one? The Tinder-like one?
Yeah. By the way, I was having lunch with someone today, and he got a call from his wife saying that she just found out not only does their son have COVID, but now she has it. And I was like, do I walk away? But he's already breathed on me. I didn't know what to do. So I just continued having lunch.
I'm sorry I laughed, but you'll be okay.
Oh, you know what? I just remembered I got an appointment. I got to go. Bye. Yeah. Good to see you.
You're vaccinated. Yeah, Joel, you were always, and I don't care. I'm going to embarrass you. You remind me so much of Alden. It kind of annoys me. Alden's like my brother from another mother, but he's, born pretty, awesome guy, blah, 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 whatever. So yeah, things change as we get older. It doesn't mean you're any less hot. It's just using the wrong app. You know what I mean? Like you just said the other app's doing well, but that's an ego thing for you. Got to get over that.
I think it's been a hard year because professionally the work dried up for the first time in my life. I felt ageism for the first time in my life, and I've work-wise, and I felt ageism for the first time in the being attractive zone, and also finalized my divorce. So a lot happened this year to make me start this podcast with you not on the best foot.
Okay, that's fair. And I think that's actually a really honest answer. And that actually makes more sense to me. And I kind of knew that. I kind of got that from you easily, And I also still don't remember us having such deep conversations. So,
I do.
How much time since the divorce was finalized? How much time has passed?
May.
Oh, so it's not even a year yet.
Yeah.
Carmen, we would talk about serious shit.
I don't remember that. Are you sure it's me or some other Black Latino?
That's why you liked me, because I would actually talk to you about things that weren't about 20-year-old fuckboy shit.
Okay, wait. You got to explain what that means. Wait a minute. Are you talking about when we were at brand new school?
That's the only time we talked.
I know. I know we went to that diner and had lunch.
We got into a deep conversation about lighting Black people.
Okay, you're going to have to explain that because I have no idea what you just said. What? Oh, lighting.
Lighting on a
film set.
Somebody darker skinned lighting. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. That I actually do remember having that conversation. Okay, I'll tell you why I liked you. I'm being very serious. I mean, you were also a mature
I'm not fishing for you to say this, by the way.
I know you're not. I'm saying it because I want to. You were also a mature person. You weren't high maintenance. And that's what I liked about you. You were easy. You came in, did your work, you got paid.
No, because in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Where we worked was with a bunch of extremely immature people. It was very much pre-Me Too. I won't say his name. Sitting in the back where a bunch of worked. One of them was just paging through a magazine, and here's what he's like paging. I'm reenacting him, and he went, "Dude, this chick is hot. I'm gonna go take a shit now." So that was the workplace you're at.
Yeah,
so I looked good in comparison.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, you were also, it was also a bunch of boys. It was all men, and so there was also that part of it too, where I was always acting like the mom, even though that's not what I intended to do, but there was a lot of caretaking that had to, you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of people always needing help with something. So Daniel, a matter of high versus low maintenance, right? Yeah.
It was a company with a bunch of cocky, wealthy, young 20-somethings without an HR department.
Yeah. Joel iron sharpens iron. What? I don't know what that means.
I know what that is.
It's a Bible verse, actually.
It's a biblical thing.
No, that's Game of Thrones. Just kidding.
Well, I was everything but the creative. That was the whole point. But we didn't enforce anything because it was a little boys club, and yeah, we can talk about that later too. So like here's the thing. I have time for my kids, for myself, and my friends, and there's just not much time left for anything else at this point. No, you do have time. You're going to go play whatever, some game tomorrow at lunch. You do have time.
But it's taking like all my contrary action. Like I don't want to do it, but I'm forcing myself to.
Yeah, force yourself to do it. Yeah, Rosalie, you guys were babies back then. I was the mature, on point person. I'm just going to say that straight up because I had to be, and it took me a long time to really accept the fact of how much of a burden the business end was put on me. Like now that I'm older and I can reflect back, I realize I did so much for brand new school, like ridiculous amount of work for brand new school. And it angers me now that I didn't do better for myself while I was there. I was really taken advantage of there, but I didn't know any better. So yeah, we were babies back then,
Sounds like you kept the wheels turning.
Yeah. Ash said you make time when you want it. And that's exactly right. I don't want it, but I need it. I'm forcing myself to.
Yeah. I don't know.
This is how I'm looking at dating. And I know this is not a good way to look at it. It's like an ice bath.
Oh God, I can't keep doing this with him. Like I want to hit him so badly. Okay, explain yourself.
Do you want
What
me to
does that
call
mean?
in? Like what?
No. It's okay. It's okay. No. I just want you to tell me what you mean by the ice bath thing. Like, so you
It's
want to
something.
get in it, but it's really, really cold.
No, it's something that's you don't want to do and it's not enjoyable, but you're happy you did it afterwards. So take that, ladies. Get my phone number. I'm ready to go.
Which is on his website, by the way. I'm like, is that his actual cell phone? It's on your website. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I'm just glad you're putting yourself out there.
Well, the same reason I would need it.
Hold on one second. I got to read it. Why would you need something you don't want? Nothing wrong with being single.
Well, for instance, it's like working out. We don't always want to work out, but we feel good once we're kind of doing it and definitely after.
That's what we talked about, working out and eating right. We had a good conversation about that recently too. We were going back and forth about that. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are good for us that we don't necessarily want to do, but we make ourselves. So just like eating healthy and working out, for me, that includes dating.
Okay. Well, I think you need to date because you need to get your mojo back. I think there's a different thing. Like, what?
Can I tell you one of my mojos that I forgot I lost?
Go ahead.
Me.
So over the course of my 20s, when I really was dating, I didn't always take this tack, but when I first started, I didn't even have the confidence to do this, but I didn't necessarily even say this, but I had the ethos of as soon as I meet someone, you say, hey, we're going to go out Friday. I'll pick you up at 8, wear something sexy. Like just that way versus, because that's a track that works, especially in your 20s. You're not in your 20s anymore. You don't remember what you were like. But instead of being like, hey, what are you doing? Are you free? Maybe would you like to go out sometime? But like that kind of, people don't like that. The alpha male, like.
All mom right there with you. Ash,
it's called FWB.
I say just have fun and enjoy yourself. It sounds like you need a friend with benefits, someone who is just as busy as you, but understands the rules without all the complications.
To which I say,
what I'm trying to explain to him, but he doesn't listen. So,
well, no, hold on. Do you think I don't know that? Like, that's exactly what I need. You don't just like walk outside and scream it and they all pop out.
Joel is the new Austin Joel Powers.
The person up north that I might meet through the app would be a FWB, and it's already been written. Do you need contracts now and stuff when you date someone? So
no, you don't. You just. Cool. I've explained this before because people are always like, Carmen, why are you still single? Because I don't want all of that, right? So I do have friends with benefits, and we can talk later about what that means and how I do it. But I've always had that. I have 2 specific friends, 2 guy friends. So, and there's no rules or whatever, but there are rules. There are rules you have to talk about, but there's nothing you write down or whatever, just NDAs.
Because I was thinking, like, do you say, I think it was on Larry David, he kind of touched on it. It was like, I now would like to take your panties off and I would like to slide my hand between your legs. You consent to this.
Okay. Hey, this is a family show. Bring it down a notch.
I say that with joy.
Yeah.
Because joy makes it better.
Yeah, with joy makes it better. I lived in New Hampshire.
I thought joy meant like.
You're such a dork. TMI, too much info. Exactly. Thank you, Daniel. Look, I think you're in a place where you need to do this, and that totally makes sense. I think what Ash was saying earlier is, I'm under the belief that, unfortunately, I think most of my friends who have gotten married end up in divorce. I only have a few friends that I knew the minute they got married or they were dating that it would last forever, and they're still together and they've been together since high school. You know what I mean? Like, so wait, what are people saying? All kinds of joy. My precious ears. See, some of our people freaking out. Friends with benefits is better. You got to find the right people who can handle it. Yeah. But here's the thing too, Joel, you might think that's what you want, but you don't know. And I think it's good that you're putting yourself out there to figure it out. I don't think a lot of people can handle friends with benefits.
I think that what I need is like the most cliche thing is literally I need to like join a club and start new hobbies and just experience life by doing new things. But that's so it's so cliche, but it's true.
Yeah. I think you do need to put yourself out there, and I'm glad you are. I don't know if the apps, I'm not, I'm done. I've been done with the apps for about 20 years. Hey, Brian, how are you? Good evening, everyone. And Carmen. Oh my God, this is my nemesis.
Brian from Texas.
Yeah. Okay, Joel, what else you got?
I'm from Texas.
Yeah, but you're from Austin, a good part of Texas, the only part of Texas anyone would want to step foot in. He's from another part of Texas, Houston, I believe. And you left Texas. So, and okay, I have a question for you because Brian's going to lose his shit. Do you think Texas is better than California?
Oh my God. I mean, again, I grew up in a blue Texas with Democratic governors and senators, Ann Richards, Barbara Jordan. So that Texas was definitely better than California. But now, I mean, now Texas is like freaking Afghanistan. It's horrible.
Right. Okay, thank you. Brian's going to lose his shit later, so it's all good. He's going to start typing really bad. He always fights with me about the Red Sox and about Houston and about Texas and hating Los Angeles. So whatever. That's his thing. He's my nemesis, you know. Bobby Flay, Texas. Who's Bobby Flay? Am I supposed to know who that is?
I've noticed that a lot of people that have acted for a while and then they stop, they're like, now I want to be a director. Why do you think that might be?
Because they're crazy.
Well,
Because they're crazy. Oh,
because it's more creative control.
Yeah.
I think because if you've acted for a while and you feel like you're in command of your craft, you naturally want to expand that to a larger creative vision, which would mean directing.
But if they want to do it, doesn't mean that they're good at it. It's kind of like when Whitney Houston, amazing singer, decided that, you know, she would do some acting. And as much as I love her and love that movie, horrible acting. I don't care what anyone says. The Bodyguard. It's a great, fun movie, but she's not an actress, you know? But yeah, I think everybody thinks they can direct, but they don't understand it's really hard. Being a director is a hard job. You got to be really good at it.
So if somebody wanted to pursue that, what would you suggest?
Well, keep plugging away.
Wow.
No, but seriously, if you've never directed, yeah, just grab your iPhone and set up, just do like a 2-minute dialogue scene or anything, but just keep it really simple and really short so that you're not overwhelmed and it never completes, and just kind of build up from there. And I also think, and I didn't do this, this is great advice for anyone in any artistic field, I think, is literally copy something you admire. Literally, when you're learning to draw, you're copying like comic books, you're copying exactly what your favorite. So if you're directing, literally recreate your favorite scene shot for shot, same camera angles, same everything, storyboard it out first, like a scene from Indiana Jones or something. Take like a 1-minute sequence, storyboard it out first, then shoot it shot for shot.
He thinks everyone knows what a storyboard is. People don't know what a storyboard is.
All right. Well, then let's just say, just shoot it shot for shot. Try and put the camera in the exact same positions and the actors, and you'll be thinking and seeing it how that director did. So that's literally the best way to learn. I'm not saying to create original work, but to learn.
Yeah. Too adorable. Do you write scripts, Joel?
I've tried, and that's part of the reason why I'm not David Fincher yet, because I don't have anything.
Okay. All right. Cool. I love telling stories. I think telling stories is great. I think writing them down and having someone act them out. I think people are confused how hard it is to create a movie. Like people, and then I think Rick is learning that, right? Rick, you're starting to get a flavor because I keep forcing you. Well, it's not just me, but I'm like,
no, I have
that's not how it works.
I have a natural curiosity anyway. And I don't think people realize how many people are involved. They just see what you see in the screen, but there's so many more people behind the scenes. People don't think about that.
Yeah. And people, you should always watch the credits, because if you would watch the credits, especially like on a Marvel movie, I mean, it's thousands of people that made this one piece of art, you know? Brian says, I've always wanted to be a stunt performer, especially Jackie Chan's team. Oh, maybe I'll have my friend who's a stunt double on here. That's a good idea. Brian, maybe I'll do that for you so that he could be on here. Yeah, no, I am not delusional enough to think I could ever be a director. It's not what I ever wanted to do, but I am fascinated by storytelling and possibly taking one of my stories and making it into a film, like having somebody do that, you know? So that's kind of what I'm thinking of in the future. But yeah, I would never take that on. I think it's so much work, like on a whole other level, you know, not my thing. You know?
Thomas said, yes, always amazed at how many companies are used to do the special effects. Yeah.
So Brian's making fun of me. You have patience to be a director. I do not. Same. I feel the same way. Well, we've hit the hour mark, which is usually when we cut off our show. Is Ted on right now?
I can check. He was here, but
Brian, I have no patience for you. Wow. But you're right. I really don't have patience. I know what my weaknesses are. And I think that's kind of the difference between a lot of people is I'm not confused by my strengths and my weaknesses.
Yeah. To a director, just to bring some more simplicity, as you're filming, the director really is the head honcho, the chief.
Did you think I was lying to you? Oh, you want to hear it from Joel?
I'm just bringing clarity to people that want to understand.
I would say yes. And yeah, I mean, obviously, if it's a commercial, you're really the clients call the ultimate shots, for instance. And on some movies, the actor or the studio may be overly influential. But in a vacuum, yes, on a set, the director is the head honcho.
Steven Spielberg is the head of his film. Without a doubt. You know what I mean? Like when you get to that place, there's not going to be no studio, no client, nobody going to be telling Steven Spielberg, you know what? We don't like the blue. We prefer green. He going to be like, it's going to be blue. You know
well,
for instance, like, no one's going to
but for instance, like Chloe Zhao did the Eternals after she did the movie with Frances McDormand pooping in a van. And apparently, as I understand it, a lot of the action sequences were already planned out. They did animatics and stuff. So,
oh, really?
So a lot of that stuff was done regardless of that she was directing it. So there's divisions of labor like that. They hire someone like Chloe to try to bring more humanity to the story. But for action sequences and a lot of stuff, a lot of decisions were already being made without her.
I wouldn't want that. I mean, would you want that, Joel? I mean, if you're going to direct a film, right. Okay. Yeah. I can't even imagine you'd want that. Yeah.
Now, I don't know specifically how true that is at all. But it would make sense. Because there's on these Marvel movies, you know, at least up until now, they've just been churning them out. So they're already doing look dev, which is developing looks of the news, whatever. They're doing animatics, which is doing digital sequences before they shoot them as a guide. So they're just going forward before a lot of the details and players are locked in, like actors and directors and everything.
Right. No, that makes sense. Huh. Okay. Well, I mean, Rick, do you have any more questions for him about film? I was having much more fun with all the other stuff, but we're going to have you on the show again. Mm-hmm. You owe me another one. Again?
I feel like I failed
I am going to have sweetie, what is wrong with you?
Not at all.
Well, because I was talking about like bad things and ways that kids can't hear it.
Okay. I just want to say this. Rick, you know me well enough now. Do you see why I adore this man? Right? You get me, right? But he's completely clueless. Like, it's so funny. Joel, I adore you. I think you're a sweetheart. I want you to come back on the show when we have your internet better and, you know, and you're aware. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I saw how you reacted when you saw people on LinkedIn jumping on. And I know you're like, no, it's fine, whatever. But I want you, now that you know, I want you to come back on the show and we can have another, and maybe you can come on with some other people, like when we have Tony on, or Andrea would be fun to have you on with her. And maybe Rosalie will come on. That would be fun.
If for the record, I offered to go to your place and sit with you for this. So
I know. You did offer that. And I was like, clearly you didn't see the show. You don't have to be here, but we can do that too. So it's all good.
Brian's got a question. He said, what's your main specialty that you like to direct?
Well, that's a very layered question because I've like been pigeonholed into some things and I want to move out. So what I want to do versus what I do and can. But I mean, I want to direct, like, I would love to do like an action comedy. So there's like, because to me, a great action comedy like Midnight Run has funny parts. It has heartwarming parts. It has action. So I would like to do all of that. I mean, I love choreography, whether it's dancing or fighting action kind of stuff. I love that. That's also fun in music videos. But yeah, I want to do something that has emotion and humanity in it, like emotional pull. But it doesn't mean I want to do terms of endearment, you know?
Right, right. Can you direct me, Joel? You're such a weirdo. That's funny. You do commercials, but that's just this next level, right? That's not ultimate you want to do, but the commercials you do, what I love about them is that they're storytelling. Like you actually, you can tell the difference. You're not just selling, you're actually telling a story, until they're like mini films. That's what I like about the stuff you do.
And the best case scenario, yeah. I mean, a great commercial is like a 30-second story, which is actually pretty hard to do when you got to pack so much in. And that comes from the writing, though. I mean, commercials are obviously very collaborative with clients and writers and directors and creative directors. Right. But they're like mini poems.
Right. You can direct a comedy of Carmen and
I'll do that. Let's do it. Let's
oh my God. I would just hit him. It would just me hitting him over and over and over again. Right. And I like
as a director, though, I would make that an engaging story.
You know what? You actually would.
Oh, yeah.
He would. Daniel says, I had drama honors in high school and did drama in college as well. Oh, you're still about acting. So he's not an actor, right? but you do a lot of casting, right? Do you get involved in the casting aspects of things, Joel?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like auditions, and the way it works in the commercial world is you do the auditions and you let them know which lines and how to say it, and then I pick like my top 5, and then I also do my recommendations, and I usually get what I want, like 50% of the time. Yeah.
Right. But then the client says, oh, we want this person or whatever. And then that kind of sometimes sucks if it's not your person, right?
Yeah. Especially if it's occasionally like they'll pick someone that I can tell won't do well or will be hard to direct. And then you get on set and they don't have the range. And that's why they weren't my choice. But you have to make it work.
Yeah. I hate commercial acting. I lost an agent because I told him I'm not doing any more commercials. I was great doing commercials for voiceover acting. That I was great at, but I hated going in because it was such a quick turnaround, right? You find out that day that you have an audition for a commercial, and then you go and you see the storyboards, and I'm not that person. I need time with the material. I am totally like, it's hard to do commercial acting. And I say bravo to all my friends who've made money doing commercials. I'm so proud of them, especially during the strike. But yeah, I made my money doing voiceover work, and I'm so grateful. That's when I made my money. And I was doing voiceover work when I was at Brandy School. I bet you didn't know that.
Of course.
So you were doing the directing, and I was doing my voiceover stuff. All right. I feel like your internet's getting better.
Yeah.
Is that weird when we're done?
That's Murphy's Law.
It is Murphy's Law. All right. Well, everyone, I am going to cut this off, but thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate Joel. I adore you. I do. And I'm glad you came on here. Wait, are you going to promise me that you're going to come back on? I want it recorded.
I promise.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. Rick, I think we scratched the surface. We got more.
I know. I think we have more, and we want his internet working really well so that we can really get into it. All right, everyone. Bye. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye, Brian.
Thank you. It was an honor and a pleasure.
Thanks for stopping by. All about the joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.